51,000 Alberta teachers are now on strike.
We're standing up not only for ourselves, but for our students.
The province responds with lockout notice. Parents fear this feud could drag on.
It's definitely a burden for a lot of people to navigate.
Plus, BC's premier comes out swinging against Danielle Smith's pipeline plan.
It has no private proponent, no route, no private funding, and would cost taxpayers billions.
But can Smith convince the Prime Minister this proposal has merit? And advanced voting is now underway in the Calgary election.
This is the most important city election you're going to face.
This is really a conversation about where we want to go as a city.
What you need to know if you want to cast your ballot early.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. We begin with developing news in the teachers' strike tonight. There is no resolution, but there is a response from the province after 51,000 Alberta teachers began job action today. Late this afternoon, the province issued lockout notice to teachers. It starts Thursday. Jacqueline Wilson joins us now. So Jackie, what does this actually mean if teachers were already on strike?
So, Tara, the province says it did this in order to prevent rotating strikes. So, for example, if the ATA said something like some teachers can go back and not others, they think that would be more disruptive. So in this instance, that's why they chose to do that. We should mention, though, that the ATA has never mentioned anything about rotating strikes. Now, despite this lockout notice, the union says that they are in exploratory talks with the province. And I should mention, though, that is different from being back at the official bargaining table. There is no deal right now, and so those classrooms remain closed. Empty playgrounds and quiet schools, a stark difference to the normal hustle and bustle of a Monday morning in fall.
Today is not a day that any of us wanted, but it's a day that regrettably became necessary.
It's been months in the making, and now one of Alberta's largest labor disputes is underway, with 51,000 teachers going on strike across the province, saying their classrooms are overcrowded and underfunded.
Teachers are tired of being told to do more with less. We're tired of a public education system that is treated like an inconvenient cost instead of a valued investment for our future.
Ahead of the strike, thousands rallied at McDougall Centre on Sunday.
We're in a place where we've got a broken system. It's sick. It's been death by 1,000 budget cuts.
I'm here because of the complexities. This is not about paychecks necessarily. This is about complexities and funding in the classroom. Why does Alberta, the richest province, have the poorest funded classrooms?
Teachers don't have to picket during the strike, but are asked to attend rallies and demonstrate. They also won't be getting paid.
They knew when we had our vote on the strike vote and on the memorandum of agreement that they didn't have strike pay. We are paying their health benefits through the course of this.
The province's latest offer included a 12% wage increase over 4 years, funding for 3,000 new teachers and 1,500 educational assistants. The union says at least 5,000 new teachers are needed.
This is a challenging time, but it's also a pivotal time, and we also hope that the government will act sooner than later to meet the demands and the needs that teachers are asking for.
A statement from the province says a deal can't be reached without negotiating. Quote, "This is a sad day for our province. Teachers have walked off the job, and nearly 750,000 Alberta students are being kept from their classrooms. I continue to encourage the union leadership to return to the bargaining table with a reasonable proposal for concluding negotiations." Jacqueline Wilson, CTV News, Calgary.
Now, as teachers fight their battle, parents are struggling to find childcare. For some, that means taking time off work. Others are enrolling their kids in camps around the city. The toughest part seems to be trying to plan for a strike without an end date in sight. Here's Tyler Barrow.
With the teacher strike, parents are left to figure out a plan for childcare. Julie Harrison works as a nurse and had to take Monday off to care for her 2 children.
Kind of rearrange my shifts around, and, logistics are tough.
She's also looking after 2 other families' children.
I appreciate that, I can actually take some time and take other kids out.
While some parents are taking time off, others are turning to those who suddenly have some free time. 15-year-old Elena Stobart is spending the day babysitting.
I've been definitely getting a lot of calls and texts, just parents asking me to help babysit their kids because they don't have childcare to help.
At Pinovate DIY Art Studio, they are offering full and half-day strike camp programming. Employees have stepped up to help with the influx in children.
We have 2 full weeks of strike camps that are already listed. We're planning on adding a 3rd week right now.
As doors are shut at hundreds of schools across Alberta, the province is providing $30 a day for each student in an Alberta household under the age of 12. A free toolkit has also been created to help support students, providing weekly resources that follow the K-12 curriculum. Not knowing when their kids will return to the classroom is something parents are coming to terms with.
I'm supposed to work Wednesday, so we'll see how it goes. I might have to kind of shuffle things around.
And Tyler joins us now. So Tyler, how and when can parents access the child care payments?
The portal to apply for payments opens October 14th and can be found online at alberta.ca. Payments will be retroactive until October 6th, start being paid out October 31st through e-transfer. Tara?
Okay, Tyler, thank you. It has been more than 23 years since Alberta has experienced a teacher strike.
Get this through your head. There is no more money. Do you want me to say it one more time? There is no more money.
That was then Premier Ralph Klein's message to teachers back in February 2002. 21,000 teachers walked off the job. Now, unlike the current province-wide strike, the 2002 job action was rotating, hitting a few school divisions at a time. Klein's government ordered teachers back to work 3 weeks later, and a settlement was eventually reached through arbitration. The Premier is out east today looking to drum up support for resource development, including an oil pipeline to the northern BC coast. Danielle Smith spoke in Montreal this morning before meeting with the Prime Minister in Ottawa this afternoon. Our Terry Fikowski joins us now, and Terry, Smith's counterpart next door is making it very clear that BC is not on board with this proposed project.
Tara, in a video posted online today, Premier Dave Eby didn't hold back, referring to Danielle Smith's proposed bitumen pipeline through BC's northern coast as fictional and non-existent. And it comes as Premier Smith met with the Prime Minister today and is hopeful that Mark Carney will recognize the pipeline is of national interest.
We have a lot to discuss, part of ongoing discussions, how we are going to build Canada as an energy superpower, how we're building together, a huge range of exciting opportunities there.
Smith said she planned to address what she called 9 bad laws that hinder energy production in Alberta. The Premier has previously called for them to be repealed, but today sounded like more open to negotiations by also suggesting substantial revisions. She had a similar message speaking to Montreal's Chamber of Commerce earlier in the day as well. Smith told the business group she plans to have a formal proposal to the feds about a pipeline through BC and is optimistic Carney will add it to his list of nation-building projects set to be announced next month. Last week, Alberta revealed $14 million would go into early planning work for a line to the coast. While Smith stressed the importance of Ottawa taking action to build big projects and the importance of closer economic ties between provinces, BC's Premier couldn't have distanced himself more. Eby calling it a political creation by the Conservatives to create a wedge in the next election at the expense of his province and all Canadians.
The Alberta Fantasy Bitumen Pipeline means putting all of that, the major projects, the economy, the jobs, and our coastline at risk.
Is this because it's their job to build ports and rail infrastructure? It's their job to build cross-border pipelines, and I think it's the Prime Minister's job to show some courage in showing leadership on this.
Now, Smith didn't address Eby's comments today, but commented over the weekend that she was disappointed by the pushback. As for how the meeting with Carney went, we'll have to wait until tomorrow to hear, with the Prime Minister taking off right away after the meeting to head to Washington to meet with the U.S. President. Danielle Smith, meanwhile, is holding a news conference from Ottawa at 8 in the morning. Tara?
Okay, Terry, thank you. If you've already made up your mind about Calgary's election, you can now cast your ballot. Advance voting in the municipal election is now open until the weekend. Jordan Canagan joins us from outside a polling station in the southeast tonight. And Jordan, there's actually been a steady stream there most of the day.
Tara, we're still 2 weeks away from Election Day, but many Calgarians lined up at polling stations across the city today. I can tell you here in Shaughnessy, the wait earlier on this morning was about an hour to cast their ballot. Right now, it is significantly less, but there's still about a dozen people inside right now waiting to have their voices heard. They've picked their candidates. They want to make sure that that vote counts. But of course, all of this is happening as the big issue across the province unfolds, the teacher strike strike, and some mayoral candidates are pointing the finger at the Alberta government. Long lineups mark the start of advance voting in Calgary's municipal election, with some decided voters getting out early.
Just get it done. We got stuff to do. Thanksgiving's coming up. Get it done. It's a municipal election, so the jury's kind of out. I feel like in my circles, there's more engagement than there usually is.
There are 42 advance vote stations across the city. Selected hospitals, shelters, care facilities, post-secondaries, rec centers, and community association buildings are set up as polling stations until Saturday. Most are open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
It's unfortunate that there's some other things going on, that advance polls for the civic election has started. I would say to Calgarians, this is the most important city election you're going to face, so please get out to vote.
I think the strike has gotten a little bit in the way, maybe on the advanced polling day start, but I think largely in part, Calgarians are looking for change and they're willing to show up to the polls, and I think that shows today.
And the topic of the teachers' strike is spilling over to the campaign trail, with some mayoral candidates pointing the finger at the province, urging them to make a deal.
We are in an incredibly volatile time in our city. It will impact our economy. It's impacting households. There are people that need to put food on the table that are in such a precarious situation right now. And so it is my responsibility to speak up.
So I'm calling for a swift resolution to the issue. The city's got to step in as well to be able to fill some of the gaps that are traditionally provided and by schools.
Jordan Cadigan, CTV News, Calgary.
Counting advance votes won't start until Election Day after 7:30 p.m. Eligible voters can cast an early ballot at any advance voting station until Saturday.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
A black bear warning has been issued for people living in a southwest community. The bear was spotted in Oak Ridge just before 8 o'clock Sunday morning. It was wandering along 90th Avenue in the green space close to the Glenmore Reservoir. Alberta Fish and Wildlife was notified. Police say the bear is not showing any signs of aggression, but they're reminding anyone walking in the area to be careful and not approach the bear. Well, it felt a little chilly today. Danielle joins us now. I think we've been spoiled because this is kind of where we should be.
This is exactly where we should be for this time of year, Tara. I'm also kind of looking around for a potential bear. Anyway, if you like warmer temperatures, well, that's to come tomorrow because we'll likely get back into the 20s tomorrow, believe it or not. You know, fall, a transitional season, temperatures are more of a roller coaster ride. And what I can tell you is that the work week is just fantastic overall. While today is a little cooler, it's still been a beautiful day. We're 13 degrees at the airport. Winds are relatively calm. The gusts will pick up tomorrow, but that's out of the right direction, out of the southwest, and that's what will knock our temperature in the afternoon into the 20s. So yes, windy tomorrow afternoon, but it will be bright and it will be toasty for sure. The forecast doesn't look so bright or nearly as warm for Thanksgiving weekend. All of those details for you just ahead, Tara.
Thanks, Danielle. Still to come, harm reduction teams in Calgary say the province is tying their hands. A warning about what happens next if they can't get the supplies they need to keep people safe. And trapped by a blizzard halfway up Everest, the effort's underway to rescue hundreds of stranded climbers. If you have a news tip, you can text us anytime at 10400. Crown prosecutors are no longer considering an adult sentence for a Calgary teenager convicted of manslaughter. 18-year-old Danilo Canellas Glenn died in 2023 after being stabbed while playing basketball in Copperfield with friends. 2 brothers were charged with second-degree murder. The youngest was found guilty of manslaughter. He was 16 at the time of the crime, so he cannot be named because of the Youth Criminal Justice Act. A psychological report presented at his sentencing hearing today found he was at a moderate risk to violently reoffend. The Crown says it will no longer pursue an adult sentence and is seeking 2 years in prison on top of the 2 years he has already served in custody. A pedestrian was hit by a freight train downtown this morning. It happened at the intersection of 1st Street and 10th Avenue Southeast. The person was taken to hospital in serious condition. Traffic was backed up in the core for quite a while police investigated. And a person was seriously injured after falling onto the tracks at the Lions Park C-Train station this morning. Police say the victim is in stable condition. The station was closed for several hours while police investigated. Starting today, red light and speed on green cameras are flashing once again at the intersection of 16th Avenue and 10th Street Northwest. Calgary police asked the province to resume enforcement after a fatal collision there in August. 2 other high collision intersections in Calgary were also given the green light to resume automated enforcement. Last year, there were 29 fatal collisions on Calgary roads, a 10-year high. This year, there have already been 25 fatal collisions. Calgary harm reduction workers they say they have been cut off from the supplies they need to keep people safe. They're warning the impact could be immediate. Here's Kevin Green.
In September, SafeWorks, Calgary's harm reduction program, sent this letter to its community partners saying the SafeWorks satellite site program will no longer be available to cover the cost of harm reduction supplies. That program allowed community groups to distribute supplies like clean needles and pipes to users off-site.
It really just feels like it's an attack on the community, like the government doesn't want people to do well or even survive.
Volunteer groups like Street Cats YYC handed out those now cut-off supplies to people who live with addiction to keep them safe.
The cost of giving somebody a pack of 5 needles or a fresh pipe is a lot less expensive than treating someone's hepatitis or HIV later down the line.
People using the supplies say it's about more than just clean pipes and needles, it's about connection.
They don't just give out pipes either. They give us like pamphlets on like treatment centers and whatnot, right? And other things that go on in the city. And it's just nice to know, like, you know, somebody actually going out there that cares.
If I couldn't get a clean pipe and I had one given to me, I would just kind of like take a torch and then, you know, fry out everything else. I have gotten really sick, actually.
A spokesperson for Recovery Alberta told CTV the program, informally known as SafeWorks Satellite Program, supplied 56 satellite sites in Calgary through a 3-year grant from the government, adding there are no plans to add additional funds for more supplies. Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
Under the government's health restructuring, Recovery Alberta is administered by Primary Care Alberta, which is funded through grants from the Ministry of Primary and Preventative Health Services.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
Let's bring Danielle back in now as we look ahead to our 5-day forecast.
And it's looking pretty good. I mean, we have days like this in the forecast for later this week and also even warmer days. It's Thanksgiving weekend. I want to make sure I'm giving a heads up, and of course I'll keep looking at it and keep you posted as we get closer and closer to the weekend. 13 degrees is the temperature right now in the city. 14 is what's normal for this time of year. So as Tara mentioned earlier, we are right where we should be. Lethbridge, Medicine Hat, 14 degrees. So again, within a degree or so of where we should be with regards to temperature. It has been a quiet day when we're talking winds, just 30 kilometers per hour. That was the maximum wind gust today in Medicine Hat, and 43 in Pincher Creek. This will pick up to about 50 for Pincher Creek, Crow's Nest Pass. And for the rest of the south, Calgary, Lethbridge, Brooks, Drumheller, Medicine Hat, 40 kilometer per hour gust tomorrow possible. But again, that will be predominantly out of the west and southwest, and that's what will increase the temperatures. So many communities will get into the 20s for tomorrow. It's quiet out there right now. There was a little pocket of showers that really just fizzled out for the day. So nothing really to talk about as we head through these next couple of hours. Take your time outside, enjoy a walk, or even just looking outside, however you like to enjoy it, because really this work week is stunning. But then the weekend, it's cool and wet. Unfortunately, a lot of people traveling for Thanksgiving weekend, and we're not going to be in the best road condition situation. Okay, here's a look at the jet stream as it approaches. So this is Wednesday morning. It will bounce back up, but north of Banff, rain-snow mix is certainly possible for parts of Wednesday. This will bounce back up. Clear out. So Thursday actually looks fantastic and bright. It's just by the time we head into Saturday night, that's when that wave will start to roll into the city. And that will give us a rain and wet snow mix. So for tomorrow, let's focus on that first. 21 degrees for our high tomorrow. Thanks to those winds that will start gusting out of the southwest, 40 kilometers per hour in the afternoon. That's what will get us that warm. Lots of sunshine for Wednesday and Thursday. Daytime highs Wednesday and Thursday will resemble like what we had today.
today, so more normal temperatures. By Friday, we get closer to that 20-degree mark once again, and that comes with some clouds increasing in the afternoon ahead of this system. So basically, we have the warm front on Friday. That's why we have the warmer temperatures and a little bit of cloud cover. Then the cold front swipes through late Saturday. That'll bring in cloud cover on Saturday, rain on Saturday, and then as we dip below that freezing mark Saturday night down to -2, it will switch over to wet snow. That will carry into Sunday, and Sunday's daytime high is just around 4 degrees. That's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle. Rescue teams are helping climbers stranded by a blizzard on Mount Everest. Tibetan firefighters have already guided about 350 climbers to safety, but about 200 are still trapped about halfway up the world's tallest mountain. The blizzard over the weekend forced many to abandon their attempts to reach the summit. 1 in 5 Albertans will experience a mental health issue this year, but there is help. We'll tell you how people can connect with a number of mental health resources. And the federal government changes the timeline for budgets, while the financial outlook is moving to the fall. Calgarians raised over $1 million for the CIBC Run for the Cure on Sunday. Over 5,000 people participated in the run starting at South Centre Mall. The money raised goes toward breast cancer treatment, research and support. 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. Medical advancements have reduced mortality rates by 47% since the late 1980s. When is the last time you stopped to check in with yourself about how you're really doing? The Calgary Counseling Centre wants Albertans to prioritize their mental health by offering a free online tool for National Depression Screening Day. The hope is that for people who take a short quiz, it can be the first step toward feeling better. Here's Stephanie Thomas.
The Calgary Counseling Centre and Counseling Alberta are asking, are you feeling okay? A free, anonymous online screening may help those at risk of or dealing with depression to get connected to support.
Once you know that there's an issue, there is help available, and the sooner that you have it looked at and addressed, the easier it is to manage and deal with and get support.
This is the 20th National Depression Screening Day. It's actually a week-long initiative, kicked off at Calgary's Central Library downtown. Organizers say they don't want people to miss the early warning signs or struggle longer than necessary.
It's okay to reach out to capable professionals out there who are willing to support and help.
She estimates 1 in 4 people will develop depression once in their lifetime. An estimated 1 in 5 Albertans are at risk of some adverse mental health event just this year.
It's just kind of a sad time to be living in, perhaps.
This attendee also plans to complete the screening and says she prioritizes her mental health with a breathing exercise.
Belly breath, deep breath in, and then just a little extra breath on top, and then slowly release.
Although her mental health can be an ongoing struggle, she says she's fortunate in many ways.
And I'm very, very grateful to have the support network that I do now. And I recognize that this isn't like a reality for many people.
The online screening tool is available in 6 languages: English, French, Chinese, Punjabi, Spanish, and Ukrainian. Stephanie Thomas, CTV News, Calgary.
The Calgary Counseling Centre provides individual and group therapy in person and virtually online. 3 scientists are sharing this year's Nobel Prize in Medicine. They're being recognized for shedding light on how the immune system spares healthy cells.
It's an honor to have been a part of that initial work, and I, have been following, what is happening in medicine and how that discovery could have helped.
Americans Mary Brunko and Fred Ramsdell will receive the award, along with Shimon Sakaguchi from Japan. Their work relates to how we keep our immune system under control to fight microbes while avoiding autoimmune disease. Their discoveries could lead to possible new treatments for that and for cancer. Medicine is the first prize of the Nobel season. Later on CTV News, a return trip to the White House. Mark Carney's critical second sit-down with Donald Trump and what he really hopes to accomplish this time. Canada's most famous rock bands is reuniting. Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson of Rush say they will be heading out on a North American tour next year. It'll be their first tour since 2015 and their first since drummer Neil Peart died of cancer in 2020. The tour, titled the 50-something Tour, begins in Los Angeles in June. So far, the only Canadian dates on the tour are in Toronto on August 7th and 9th. The official poster for next year's Calgary Stampede is celebrating powwow dancers. The winning design by 22-year-old Dana Lepp, called When the Grass Dances, was inspired by Siksika Nation grass dancer Tyrone Sitting Eagle, who competed in the 2024 Stampede Powwow. Dana says she was inspired by the opening ceremony of the Stampede at Elbow River Camp and discovered previous Stampede posters hadn't focused on grass dancers.
It's just so beautiful to see, and I wanted the challenge of trying to capture that in a static image. Like, how can I really depict so much movement and depth, knowledge, and art?
We went back and forth, and she wanted to really capture the poster the way I wanted it to be, which was really awesome. So yeah, she did a really good job by capturing everything.
The poster will be shown alongside the previous youth poster competition winners at the Sam Centre until October 13th. The announcement also marks the launch of ticket sales for the rodeo and the evening shows for the 2026 Stampede, which goes from July 3rd to the 14th. Very beautiful.
Very nice, yeah.
All right, well, it turns out lasers that are used for skin rejuvenation, you've probably seen videos of that, also work on art rejuvenation. This is so interesting. So restoration experts at the Louvre are using lasers to clean up sculptures covered with grime and dirt. This is the exact same laser that's used for cosmetic procedures on people.
I was just going to ask that.
Yes,
Can we
it's
do that?
exactly the same. So apparently, I mean, it's good for skin. It's good for fine art. Experts say the key to their work is just be gentle, careful, and respectful.
Who knew? Multi-purpose.
Yeah.
Huh?
Fascinating.
I want one of those tools.
Well, gymnasts make all of those incredible flips that they can do look so easy, but it's important to remember that they were once beginners too.
And this is when
that is so cute. She nailed it. The look on her face says it all. And then, of course, all the friends rush in to congratulate her. She hit her aerial cartwheel just how she wanted to.
So
and to be caught on camera is just even better, right?
It's just a little powerhouse. She's going to be so good. That's
and all
amazing.
your friends running at you.
Yep. No, that video is so cute. Well, speaking of young phenoms, this teenage golfer hit the perfect shot, and his dad just happened to be videoing.
Yes.
Okay, so Jack Speardworth celebrated his 14th birthday golfing with his dad. He really just picked up the sport earlier this year. So he admits he's still learning, but on the 14th hole, everything lined up perfectly, and he hit a hole-in-one.
Wow. Good learner, I guess, right?
Yeah, fast learner.
That's pretty darn impressive. Good for him.
Did you say the 14th hole on his
14th birthday?
Hit a hole-in-one.
It all just kind of lined up.
I know.
Came together.
He said he actually wanted money for his birthday, but this was better.
Yeah. Now he's famous.
$14 his dad should have given him. That would
I'd
have been
take that for my birthday, too. Not money, that.
Well, still to come, the rising cost of beans will bump up the price at Tim Hortons. We'll tell you how much you'll have to pay for your double-double. That's coming up in our business report.
Ooh, Skywatch weather camera on a stunning day. Yes, a little chillier than what we've been used to for this month so far, but these are the normal temperatures for this time of year, and we'll get quite toasty again tomorrow. We'll climb into the 20s. 13 degrees is the daytime high, was the daytime high in Calgary, but also a current temperature. Check out what's happening way out east. Look at that warmth. So into the 30s for Fredericton, close to that in Halifax, Montreal, Ottawa, and Toronto. Even Quebec City got to 27. So a lot of heat there. We're not going to get that kind of heat tomorrow, but we'll get much warmer than this tomorrow. Just a look closer to home here, all the temperatures. So yes, 13 in Calgary at the moment, 14 in Medicine Hat and Lethbridge, Milk River, Pincher Creek. The winds have been calm. They'll pick up tomorrow though, but that will be out of the southwest, and that's going to help our temperatures get into those 20s. Really quiet out there right now. I mean, really the story for the next 24 hours is maybe a couple cloudy periods here and there. Gusts 40 kilometers per hour in the afternoon. That'll carry us to 21 degrees, but mainly sunny skies for tomorrow. That's your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Action Furnace. Fix right or it's free. Okay, tomorrow in Kamloops, 19, mainly cloudy skies. Fernie looking at 17 degrees. Warmer here. So Edmonton, 23. Red Deer, 22. 21 in Calgary tomorrow, 23 in Drumheller. And again, a lot of sunshine. In those lower 20s, Lethbridge through Medicine Hat. A little windy, 50 kilometers per hour in Pincher Creek, and a high of 19. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle. Alberta schools are quiet on day one of a province-wide teacher strike. 51,000 employees didn't show up to work today. Exploratory talks continue, but no official bargaining that could lead to a deal. Premier Danielle Smith is in eastern Canada to drum up support for a new oil pipeline to the BC coast. She spoke to a Montreal business audience and met with Prime Minister Mark Carney. And advanced polls are now open for Calgary's municipal election until Friday. You can vote at any of 42 stations, plus several others at care facilities, shelters, and post-secondary schools. Prime Minister Mark Carney is off to Washington now again for another high-stakes meeting with U.S. President Donald Trump. While the Carney government is trying to temper expectations, there is pressure on the PM to find some tariff relief for hard-hit sectors like steel and aluminum. CTV's senior political correspondent Michael Couture reports.
Canadian officials are cautiously optimistic that tomorrow's meeting could pave the way for some relief on steel tariffs. And politicians from both sides of the border are hoping for the same.
I'll be very blunt. You never know what comes out of a meeting with President Trump.
Ontario Premier Doug Ford is hoping for some tariff relief, but says the U.S. president will say one thing one day and then change course the next. At a gathering of governors and premiers from around the Great Lakes, Pennsylvania's Josh Shapiro said tariffs are hurting the U.S.
We're still seeing prices go way up because the president decided to push the tariff button and drive up costs on the American people. It is dangerous, the rhetoric he's engaged in, and his practices are making things cost more.
U.S. tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum remain at 50%, while Trump is increasing levies on other products like softwood lumber and wood furniture. One former special advisor on Canada-U.S. relations for then Prime Minister Justin Trudeau believes Tuesday's meeting could yield some progress.
Either because you hope that you're close to an agreement and you would like to push it over the finish line with a signature moment and a handshake and an opportunity, or to push forward on something that's stalled or slowed.
Expectations are high from opposition leader Pierre Poilievre. In a letter to the Prime Minister, the Conservative leader demanded Carney keep his campaign promise to negotiate a win, including the removal of all tariffs on Canadian goods. The White House spokesperson Caroline Leavitt says trade will be one of the many issues discussed between Carney and Trump when they meet in the Oval Office. Michael Couture, CTV News, Ottawa.
Donald Trump added some tariffs today. The president said all medium and heavy-duty trucks imported into the United States will face a 25% tariff starting November 1st. Your morning cup of coffee is going to cost you a little bit more if you get your brew from Tim Hortons. Here's BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez.
Tim Hortons is raising its coffee prices for the first time in 3 years. The coffee chain will charge 1.5% more per pour, or about 3 cents a cup. Tim Hortons' input costs have risen, with the price of coffee beans alone more than doubling in the last 3 years. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down a fraction to 71.68. West Texas Intermediate crude is up to 61.34. Western Canadian Select is up to 49.48. And the TSX hit another record close again today, gaining 60 points and ending the day at 30,531. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
The federal government is changing when it delivers the budget and how it calculates expenditures from now on. All the budgets will be delivered in the fall. The Liberals say the changes will provide more clarity, while critics say it's a move to downplay increasing debt. Judy Trin reports.
In a break with long-standing practice, the finance minister says all future budgets will come down in the fall, enabling the government to get transfer payments out earlier in the fiscal year.
It's also going to provide more predictability, I would say, for provinces and territories. I've been talking to them, businesses and organizations that rely on federal funding.
The Liberals are also changing the budget framework to separate day-to-day spending from capital investments. Operational day-to-day costs include health and social transfers and government salaries, while capital investments encompass spending on major projects, housing, clean energy, and infrastructure.
When will the budget be balanced?
At the Finance Committee, the opposition slammed the minister for budget changes that don't add up.
Debt is still debt at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how many columns you try to present in front of Canadians and try to trick them. Are you guys going to be cooking the books?
It's irresponsible for a member of parliament to use language like that. I will say that. It's irresponsible.
The changes come after the interim parliamentary budget officer estimated that Canada's deficit will grow to $68.7 billion this year. Some economists say clearly showing how much the government is spending on capital investment is important.
What are we using debt finance for? Is it for, for capital investment, like, in terms that will be there for decades? Or is it for current consumption?
The government says it will balance its operational budget, the day-to-day spending, in 3 years. For more details, the finance minister says we'll have to wait until November 4th when he tables the budget. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
The town of Coaldale lockout may soon be ending. The AUPE has submitted a counteroffer to the town. The union submitted the offer back on October 1st. Coaldale Town Council will meet tonight to discuss it during their council meeting. That discussion will be done in a closed session, and then the town will publicize their decision on the offer tomorrow. Months after closing dozens of stores across Canada, Peavey Mart is making a comeback. The Canadian hardware chain has new owners. Its distribution hub will be in Red Deer County. The group plans on opening 7 to 12 locations. Lacombe and Camrose are among them. Peavey Mart closed its locations in early 2025. Tonight is the first supermoon of the year. It'll be the largest and brightest full moon of 2025. That's because its elliptical path is bringing our celestial neighbor to its closest point, just over 363,000 kilometers from Earth. October's full moon is called the harvest moon because it is the one closest to the first day of fall. NASA says tonight's moon will reach its peak at 9:48 p.m. Supermoons occur 3 to 4 times a year. The next two will take place on November 5th and 6th. The Flames' regular season kicks off with a Battle of Alberta matchup this week, and the team will be doing it without 2 big players. But what we're losing in experience, we're gaining in youth. Glenn explains next.
Short toe, down, and ball. Baby! Goodbye! Brad Jr. strikes again!
Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s Grand Slam lifted Toronto to a Game 2 victory yesterday over the Yankees. This is the first Grand Slam in Jays playoff history. Toronto won 13-7 to take a 2-0 American League Division Series lead. On the mound, rookie phenom Trey Yesavage stifled the Bronx Bombers. He pitched 5.1 innings, no hits, 11 strikeouts, which is a Jays playoff record. This was the 22-year-old's 4th big league start. The Calgary Flames open up the regular season in Edmonton Wednesday night. Glenn is back with us, and Glenn, NHL teams had to announce their opening night rosters today.
Tara, the Flames will open the season without Jonathan Huberdeau and Martin Pospisil. Both those players injured in the preseason. This year's team, a little younger. The Calgary Flames will open the 2025-2026 season with a pair of 19-year-olds. Zane Parekh and Matvei Gritton got the good news on Monday morning. They're here to start the season. Gritton was selected in the first round, 28th overall in the 2024 NHL entry draft, and he made an impression in the preseason, scoring 3 goals.
Matvei Gritton taking his time. He scores!
Feels great. It's yeah, I'm happy to make a team, and we'll see how it goes, but yeah, just happy for now. Had a good camp, so I probably let's say earn it, but I would stay surprised because I'm like 19, but at the same time, I was ready for that.
Many figured Parekh was a lock to make the opening night roster. He was selected 9th overall in 2024. He's happy to still be here, but knows the work has just begun.
There's always someone hungry or someone chasing you from behind, so, you know, there's a lot of work to be done. This isn't, you know, the goal for me. It wasn't to be you know, just a NHL player, but to be a pretty good one and you know, play for a long time.
Head coach Ryan Huska says sometimes you have to be cautious with younger players, especially defensemen. And that means Parekh may sit out some games.
They have to know that we believe in them, that they're going to come back in, and we want you to use this break there's a purpose for it. And as long as the communication's good with the player, they'll understand that. But it's not about us feeling like if he misses a game or two, it's the end of the world. That's not it at all. We're looking at this guy as a long-term elite player for us.
The veteran players have embraced having a pair of youngsters make the NHL roster.
Two great kids. Not only are they great players, but they're great people, and they should be extremely proud of themselves. They earned it, and they're going to be big pieces for our group moving forward. So I'm excited to see, you know, their process and their journey. But yeah, exciting day for those two and their family.
And both players switched numbers heading into the regular season. Parekh goes from 89 to 19, and now Gridden will wear number 92. Sam Honzik, by the way, also called up. As for the Edmonton Oilers, the best player in the game has signed an extension. It's probably not what Oilers fans were hoping for, but Connor McDavid has signed a 2-year extension to remain in Edmonton. The deal is very team-friendly. 2 years, $12.5 million per season. McDavid is just happy to get this done so he can concentrate on the season opener against the Flames on Wednesday. But it sure will be interesting to see what's going to happen after this contract expires. Flames Oilers in the season opener on Wednesday night. Puck drop for that game a little after 8 o'clock. I can't believe the NHL season is just about here.
Wow. I know. 2 more days. Here we go. Final peek of the weather, Danielle.
And that's why, again, as we were talking, the forecast resembles the fact that hockey season has begun. So blame the cooler temperatures on hockey. Yeah.
As we always do.
Yeah.
Always, right?
It's obviously that. 21 degrees tomorrow. So toasty tomorrow, gusty in the afternoon, but because it's out of the southwest, that's what's warming up our temperatures. Then Wednesday and Thursday, much like what we had today, 12, 13 degrees. For Thanksgiving weekend, it does look quite cool. 12 is a high for Saturday, and then we're only getting to a high of 4 on Sunday. Saturday night into Sunday, rain mixed in with some wet snow. I will keep you posted as we get closer. We're far enough away that could change. Weather Window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. Joanne Cochin sent this one in south of Cochrane, snow-capped mountaintops.
Beautiful
Stunning.
shot. Thanks for your company tonight. Have a terrific evening. We'll see you again tomorrow.